Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Janine Reyes. Protesters in border communities from Texas to California gathered today in protest of the border wall. They call it the Wall of Death and want it torn down. Action Force Jackie Diaz explains.
Virginia's biggest concern, she says, is management's solution to the problem. It's this, a can of spray paint. This is a bottle up close. The label reads sealer, primer, and stain blocker. So we went to contact management about the concerns and found this man, a member of the maintenance team. Are you guys just spraying over mold?
Well, I don't know.
Is that what they're telling you to do, or?
I don't know. You'll talk to them, my supervisor.
Live in San Benito, Jackie Diaz, Action 4 News.
All right, Jackie, thank you for that live report. And, of course, that coming from the family of the victim. They claim that this driver may have been under the influence. Of course, we'll continue to gather this information and bring you much more tonight on Action 4 News at 10 o'clock. A wreck in Edinburgh this afternoon tied up traffic and kept emergency crews busy.
And the sign says, "Hello, Dolly," and you can see she is making herself seen here already. The debris like this is lying around. It's got to be suspect when you're looking at what could cause that amount of damage. And this is a road, of course, we've been talking a lot about since last night. This is why it's a one-lane road. You can see there's just one car on there right now, but when there's more than one car, you have to yield the right-of-way to the other car coming. There's also very sharp turns, as you can see by the drivers that are out there right now. After today's winds, there's not a whole lot left of it. Now, the winds were strong enough to pull this tree right out from its roots. Just to give you an idea, I'm 5'9", the roots go well above my head.
Our top story tonight, Edinburgh police say gunshots fired in a neighborhood all began as an argument at a convenience store. Tonight, 3 people are in the hospital recovering, and neighbors who live where it all happened are worried for their safety. Action 4 News reporter Jackie Diaz has their story. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this Sunday night. I'm Janine Reyes. Our top story tonight, Mission Police are investigating a drive-by shooting from overnight. The bullets fired nearly hit a family enjoying a night out on the town. Tonight, that family is speaking out about those terrifying moments. Action 4 News reporter Jackie Diaz has their story. Thanks, Jackie. Mission Police are asking for your help with this case tonight. They are looking for an older model Crown Victoria. If you have any information on this shooting, you can call Crime Stoppers. Their number's right there on your screen, 581-TIPS, and you will remain anonymous. Harlingen police say they now have a man accused of sexual assault in police custody. Officers arrested this man, Raul Coronado Jr., on East Monroe Street Saturday. Tonight he's in the Harlingen jail. Officers say a 14-year-old girl made the outcry, claiming Coronado repeatedly sexually assaulted her for 7 years. After their investigation, they issued a warrant, and a judge set his bond at $35,000. A former Valley police chief will face a jury in court tomorrow on accusations he sexually assaulted some of his officers. The trial for Jose Luis Vela will begin tomorrow morning in Hidalgo County. The DA's office offered deferred adjudication to avoid trial. That would mean the possibility of no jail time, but because Mr. Vela would have to register as a sex offender for life, he turned their offer down. Vela's attorney says the former chief maintains his innocence and calls some of the alleged behavior consensual. It was a nice warm day today, but there is talk of a cool down in store for the Valley. Let's go now to meteorologist Felicia Kaimi. She's in the weather lab to explain. Thanks, Felicia. An overnight 3-car crash just outside San Benito left one Rio Hondo teen dead and another clinging to life in the hospital. The 2 are sisters. Tonight, family members are asking drivers in the area to slow down. As drivers make their way up and down Sam Houston Street Sunday, most are unaware of a tragic crash marked by investigators in bright orange. It left the street filled with glass and killed 16-year-old Yaneli Mendoza.
She had a full life ahead. She was a student here at Rio Hondo High School.
Her family says a reckless driver cut that short. They believe through investigators that the driver of a truck caused a wreck that killed Yaneli.
Some selfish person driving a car, being careless, not responsible, and having to have caused this type of an accident is such a shame.
A shame for Yaneli's family because she died. Emergency crews airlifted her sister, Yamili, to San Antonio.
Internal bleeding and maybe some back injuries and some pelvic and just major pain,
Neighbors say the wreck landed the driver of the truck upside down in a field. His car caught fire and a neighbor pulled him out. But Yaneli's family hopes this tragedy sends a clear message to drivers on Sam Houston Street.
The street here is a very dangerous street. We just live down the street over here, and we're always seeing cars that pass by pretty fast.
He wants drivers to slow down and troopers to patrol it more often, because for Yaneli Mendoza and her family, dangerous driving changed their lives forever.
You know, taken in an instant her life, you know, and thank God that her sister's still alive, you know, so we need everybody's prayers.
An emergency crews there took several people to the hospital. Tonight, state troopers are still investigating that crash. A car wreck in Edinburgh this morning tied up traffic and kept emergency crews there busy. The crash happened on 493 and University at around 10 this morning. Fire crews had to extract someone from the car. Now, as you can see in the video, the car had plenty of damage, but we are told everyone did survive this crash. We have a follow-up to a call for action we first brought you Thursday night. James of Harris Roofing Company called Action 4 after hearing Argentina Rodriguez's story on our station. Rodriguez tells us a roofer scammed her out of $7,000. James is offering to fix Rodriguez's leaks free of charge and asked Valley vendors to help donate supplies to completely replace her roof. Coming up on Action 4 News, there are 9 days left to cast your ballot, and candidates are hitting the campaign trail hard in swing states. We have the latest coming up next. And a controversial proposition on gay marriage is up for vote in California. Find out why one man says the situation is turning violent. And week 9 of high school football is coming up. We have our top picks and performers on tonight's Sunday Sports Extra. He's turning to the power of prayer for help. Tonight we meet a group who says they've got 40 gang members off the streets, one prayer at a time. The seats are full at In His Presence Ministries. Many in attendance are young people touched by God.
I've already lost friends. Just recently, a friend in Olmito, he's in Olmito because he's the one that shot a West Sider.
Joshua Gonzalez is also in church today. He's a former gang member who left his lifestyle to turn to God a month ago. He says he met God through this man, Brother Joe.
My goal is to reach out to gangs, youth that are hurting.
He's helped us reach God, and he's helped us see who he is and all this, and gang members has changed.
In just a month, the youth group is now 40 members strong. They even have a MySpace account showing gang members who turned to God. One of their newest members is Henry Cruz, another reformed gang member.
I let go of my past, and I'm looking to the future, and God's going to be there, and I'm going through his path.
The group says they've got big plans ahead, and with these former gang members' ties to their past, they hope to change the future.
He wants to reach out to these West Siders here, and I believe we can. I know most of them here.
Joe says his success so far is helping bring in even more gang members.
They say marketing is the best word of marketing is word of mouth. It's spread through North High School.
And now these teens have plans to spread the word and success through the entire city.
There's going to be less crime here in Harlingen, less graffiti, less gangs, less everything.
The boys tell us they try different tactics to get gang members into the church. One of them bets his friends money that they'll feel a change by attending service. So far, he tells us he's not paid out any of them.
Ryan, those flames were powerful enough to take down this entire warehouse, some of them even traveling across the street. You can see where they were just bordering this backyard. But before the flames came plenty of warnings. Warnings people who live in the neighborhood say went ignored. As firefighters control the hot spots on this warehouse fire, people who live a block away can only watch as smoke blows out of the building.
It's a shame. I don't know why they neglect that.
Watch and wonder why the city and the railroad company who owned the building did not do anything to protect it sooner. The property belongs to Union Pacific. The warehouse was leased to HEB. And the people who live near it say for the past several years it's been targeted by the homeless.
I did tell the city, we called the police because homeless used to go in there. It's scary.
There was even a family with children living in there, and I went to the police department. and still nothing had been done.
So we went to the city to find out why. They would not talk on camera, but the city's building department gave us this paperwork dating back to December 2003. In it, the city's fire marshal describes numerous complaints about the empty building. He says attempts to contact HEB led them back to the railroad company. And as recently as February 18th, the Code Enforcement Division sent this certified letter to Union Pacific, citing an unsafe and unsecured building. On February 25th, P.J. Sullivan signed for the letter. But this is that building 1 month later. Video caught just moments after fire crews responded showed the embers traveling from the building towards the neighborhood. It's an image Rosa Reyes won't soon forget.
I saw the big flames. I started crying. I didn't know what to do. I was just crying. I said, I'm going to lose everything that I worked so hard.
She scrambled to get her dog and other animals to safety, despite warnings from police.
They said, yes, leave there. Go. You have to get out. And I said, no, I cannot leave. I've got all my pets in the back.
Laura Alvarez ran from the fire with her 2-year-old daughter. Her house was closest in the path of the fire. It escaped damage, but barely. The flames burned the grass surrounding her backyard. Today, the neighborhood is thankful their home survived, but they do want answers.
Nothing was ever done. They could have tried to do something with the building.
Why do we have to go through this? You know, they would have done something about it. The neighborhoods didn't have to go through this.
We did try calling Union Pacific today, but so far our calls have not been returned. Reporting live in Harlingen, Janine Reyes, Action 4 News.